Thank you. Good news, bad news, good news. Good news is we live in the greatest country in history.
Yeah!
Bad news is Congress is trying to change that fact.
Yes,
good news is American people aren't going to stand for it. Think about this. What you've done, what the American people have done, frankly, with no help from the mainstream press just in the past 2 weeks. Just in the past 2 weeks. Van Jones is gone. Acorn is in the process of no longer getting your tax dollars. And Joe Wilson raised $2 million in 9 days. It's a great country. You are making a difference. And I'll be brief. I know you've been staying up for a while. We've got a couple other great speakers. And the last thing I want to hear from is a politician here belongs. So I'll be real brief. One thing I know about Americans, I mean, this is just fundamental to who we are as a people. Americans hate being told what to do. That's why we're Americans. I mean, we actually believe freedom and liberty mean something. That's why we started. Steve was great when he talked about this. When the founders said those words, we hold these truths to be self-evident. All are created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. Think about this fact. Most other nations, frankly, no other nation started with the premise we did. Our closest cousin, Great Britain, the people got rights when it was top-down model. In America, we said, no, we're going to be the grassroots model. We, the people, loan power to the government to protect the rights we have by the very fact God created us in His own image. A radical concept. We hate being told what to do. That's why this healthcare thing is in such big trouble, and thank goodness for that. Fundamentally, Americans don't want some bureaucrat between them and their family and their doctors. They're not going to stand for it. And up and down the line, the issues and policies that are being proposed by some of my colleagues, Americans understand that we hate being told what to do so much. Think about this. And you've all heard the old line. For most Americans, when they're traveling down the highway and they see the sign that says 55, for most Americans, that's not the limit. That's the challenge. That's how we look at things. So when the government goes fundamentally against those basic premises and principles that make us great, they're in trouble. And it is so encouraging to see. Here's the dynamic that's at work right now. Across this country. Remember 2 years ago, the United States Senate, those 100 guys who think they're the smartest people in the world. Remember they were going to pass comprehensive immigration reform, which is a fancy way, they had amnesty, a fancy way of saying they were going to get amnesty. And the American people said, well, we don't really like that idea. And they said, we don't care. We're the United States Senate. We're the smartest people in the world. And the American people said, well, we really don't like that. And they said, well, we're going to pass it anyway. And the American people said, no, you're not. And guess who won that fight? The same thing's in play now, and that's why I'm optimistic about what I'm seeing. And you know the old line, most politicians don't see the light, they feel the heat. And many of my colleagues, some of who voted for cap and trade, are having second thoughts now about this public option and this public takeover, government takeover of health care. Our charge is real simple. Protect the promise that our founders had for this country.
That's right.
Protect those principles that make us great. Let me just close with this. Because Steve and our other speakers, they've all, and all the folks who came up, the 10 or 11, I forget how many it was, that was so good to hear. Aren't you proud to live in this great country?
Yes,
Our charge is simple. Let me give you a quick story and then I'll close. Quick story. How many remember the story of Scott O'Grady? Sat down over Boston. Remember the story? Made a movie of this guy's experience. I know we got many families here who got someone serving our country and wearing our uniform. God bless them. We appreciate that. I've had the chance a couple years ago to travel to Iraq, see some of our men and women who are fighting for us. I tell you what, all the respect you have for our troops when you go see them in theater, see them on the battle, it is only enhanced. These are amazing people who serve our country. Scott O'Grady shot down over Bosnia. He was rescued, brought to amazing ordeal he went through. And I'm going to paraphrase, but when he was brought to safety in Europe, the press wanted to interview this guy. They thrust the microphones in front of him. It was so insightful what this 29-year-old man had to say after going through this amazing experience. Microphones in front. He basically said three things, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said this. He said, first of all, I want to thank God because it's a miracle I'm standing here today. He said, second, I want to thank my family. He said, because it was while I was out there struggling to make it that I thought about them. I knew they were thinking and praying for me. Knowing they were doing that helped motivate me to do what I had to do to make it. He said, I really want to thank my family. And then third, he said, I want to thank my fellow servicemen and women who came to save me. They risked their lives to come save me. They are the heroes. And I thought, you know what? This guy has figured out what makes this country country special. He has figured out the principles that we all care about and that make our country the greatest nation ever. Faith in God. Most important one. That's why the Congress said that in the opening document, in the Declaration. Family, that key institution in our culture, the strength of that institution ultimately determines the strength of our entire society, of our entire country. And then third, and this is probably most important, when he referenced the military, he was getting at the word we most associate with the United States of America. Freedom. In our country, now think about this. This is amazing too. In our country, the military has always stood for freedom. And that's unusual. Throughout most of history, in most other nations, military stood for tyranny and oppression. But in the United States of America, the military has always stood for liberty, always stood for freedom, and not only for Americans, but for countless number of people around this planet. Faith, family, and freedom. That's what this country's about. That's what today's about. Those are the people that make us special. Those are the ones we have to defend and protect us the most so that we can remain the greatest nation in the world and so that our kids and grandkids can enjoy what we've enjoyed. I'll close with this. Be of good cheer. It's a great country, great people. Ronald Reagan had it right when he said, trust, the politicians never get it right. The people do. Trust the people. There's a great you've all heard this story from Scripture. One of my favorites about having the right kind of attitude, the attitude that has always characterized America, this optimistic, can-do attitude. And of course, the story goes, when the Israelites were camped against the Philistines, and every day the Philistine giant walked out and issued the challenge, who will fight Goliath? The Israelites' response was, he's so big we can never defeat him. But David's response was, he's so big I can't miss.